G'day and welcome back for more economy survival where I am going to get rid of this thing. It was a bit of fun, but I think it's time to try to upgrade this ship. I've got 7 thruster components, so I should be able to get a decent number of thrusters on it. I'm hoping today I don't need to mess around too much with the speed boost, as my plan is actually to, well, mostly just run the little missions, the little search contracts, collect the unknown signals until I get enough money to buy a ship. And then once I buy a ship, I'm going to run some of those defense contracts and see how quickly I lose the ship, which is probably going to be quick. Now, hopefully, these unknown signals are not going to explode in my face again. Because these were both here when I jumped into the save. I don't know why I've got 2. That doesn't seem right. But it's the ship one. Yes. No, that's not the right button. Yes, I finally got this again. And now I'm happy to keep it. Because it's late enough in the game that I'm okay with this. Let's see if I can bump this to slow it down. 12 meters a second. Which way are we going? I know I'm not going to have enough inventory space to get all of its stuff. I think I've slowed it down a bit. We're down at 11 meters a second. This would be smart. Let's grab the bits that I can from it, fill my inventory, then do this. Because that way, if I die, I've at least got all my stuff in my bag. Plus, it also makes this thing lighter, which makes it easy to push. And no, this is not the first time I've done this. Oh, I just saw the streaks there. I think I'm going this way. Oh, we're down to about 7 meters a second, so that almost, ow, halfway. GPS mark, ow, that one hurt. Now we're up at 5. Am I accelerating this now? Uh-oh. That was inevitable, wasn't it? Alright, let's see how far it's moved from my body by the time I get back there. Oh, the other unknown signal's gone. Oh well. I lucked out and went to the good one anyway. Yeah, I really want to get those better thrusters on my ship. Because if I get the better thrusters on my ship, I could have flown it over here almost as quickly as taking my suit. Because there's such a big speed differential between my suit and my engineer, it's making my... between my suit and my engineer... between my engineer and my ship, it's making my ship not particularly useful. Oh, here we go. If I turn off my dampeners, I can actually tell which way this is moving, and then just go and try and stop it that way. That would work better, probably. This will only work with small grid, by the way. You can't slow down large grid with your body. There we go, we're at 0.75. I think that's... I'm going to struggle to get much better than that. But I'm going to try one more time. Oh, yes, that will do nicely. Below 1 meter a second. Now, just gotta hope I've got enough inventory space on my little ship to put all this stuff in. So I've got, what, 20 metal grids? That's very nice. Because they contain so many other things that might be useful for rebuilding into other things. So yeah, my goal, as I was saying, is just get this ship upgraded, get a new ship, and hopefully try and do stuff that doesn't require me to travel long distances. Because I would much prefer to stay away from all of the nonsense I was messing with last time, if I can. Because it is a bit easier to stay away from it. And also hopefully convert this into proper cargo. That would be nice too. It was interesting reading the opinions from various people on the use of the weird tricks that I was messing with last week. And particularly the number of people who said I should probably be using a speed mod instead of doing what I did. And I have to say, I can't disagree with them. I can't find fault in their arguments, really. If you're going to do things that give you a higher speed, you may as well do them in a way that's going to make it less annoying than having to mess around. But in my unique situation, I felt like it was the more entertaining way to do it, at least the first time. But at this stage, I'm probably not going to add a speed mod, because I mean, you've done one hauling contract, you've kind of done them all. unless I find one that seems like it's going to be particularly lucrative and would be doable with that hack, I probably will just focus on the escort contracts. Something I've mentioned in the comments a few times, but haven't stated in the videos yet, was that I do want to add some of the economy style mods to this series once we've explored the vanilla stuff properly. Trade Operators Coalition, and the name of the other one is escaping me. I'll have to link them in the description once I remember them. But yeah, there's another mod that adds the ability to do hauling missions, but those hauling missions actually require you to move large objects. So that might be more interesting once I have a jump drive as a way to do hauling contracts that are a bit more interesting. But I didn't want to get into adding the mods until I'd properly explored the vanilla content that's there, because I've never really properly explored it. How much money do I have? Not much. Alright, I'll go do some search contracts and build up my cash, and then we'll get to redesigning my little ship. Actually, changed my mind there. Let's redesign the ship a bit, at least adding the extra thrusters, before we try and do the search contracts, because then I can move the ship faster. Also, an antenna or beacon on my ship might be a good idea. So I don't lose it. Okay, let's get rid of this contraption. I want to keep this tail. I really quite like how it looks. So we've got 7. Let's go 3 extra forward. We'll just do that. See if I have enough other bits to make that work. So it'll really be just down to the large steel tubes and the thruster components, it looks like. Now let's see how many of these are in inventories I don't see. Because there were apparently a whole bunch of motors that I missed last week, which is really
energy
annoying.
critical.
Alright, now we can do the search contracts, and then we can come back and redesign this. It's funny, I have 4 times as much forward thrust, but it still feels slow. I think I know exactly why. It's because I keep adding more mass to this. Those chairs are full of a lot of junk. It's not quite... I don't have quite enough thruster components to make a large thruster, which I would much prefer to use because they are more power efficient. Oh, I think I just saw a Mayday signal. Oh, do I abandon these searches or do I make a GPS roughly where I know where it is? I'm gonna hang around here. I know I saw the signal. I'm gonna wait for it to come up again. And I'm gonna try and make a mark in a better spot for it. There it is. That's what I'm after. Because that is some legitimate salvage, and I want it. What? Contract? Oh, right. Yeah, contract failed. That was the repair contract finally failing. I think we all expected that. Come back here after I've done the search contracts and hopefully find that thing again. Ooh! Oh, I do not have much power. Do I have any power cells? Eesh. No? Okay. I'm glad I noticed that before I completely ran out. That would have been bad. I probably can't afford to keep going to full speed. Oh yeah, I've got 16. Let's put down 2 of these. Need 8 girders. I hope I have girders. I have 6. Nuts, I think I only have the 6. Ah, 2 girders short. Alright, where's my unknown signal? Let's see if I get lucky. Oh! I think I killed myself by hitting that with my legs too hard. Whoopsie. Also, this isn't stopped. That could have been really bad. If I hadn't died then, this actually would have been a lot further away. I mean, I would have been able to find it because it is my only respawn, but nevertheless, make another GPS and go back to my body. Wow. This has not been my day. It's 2 deaths and I haven't even gotten into combat yet. Come on, girders. No. Alright, how bad is the battery situation here? Okay, that's really bad. I think I'm gonna have to try and do as many of these search contracts with my suit as I can. Alright, that was 1 spotted on foot. Come on for continued luck. How much cash have I got now? 196,000. So it shouldn't be too hard with these search missions to get the 700,000 needed for that first ship. Yeah, a bit tedious, but very doable. Alright, last one done. Man. Stealing that would be nice. Ooh, medium cargo container, nice. So, something to point out with these unknown signals that I think is a fairly poorly understood thing, especially for people who don't play on servers, is this button up here, this claim NPC grid. What it does is takes the PCU of that ship, which, since I don't play with PCU limits, I don't really have much to show off for that. But if you're on a server with PCU limits or playing in a game save with PCU limits, this will take some of that PCU limit. You still have to hack the whole thing, you still have to do other things to take ownership of it, but what it means is you become the reason that those blocks can exist in that server or in that save. It doesn't do anything else. It's entirely about the risk of adding NPCs to a save in Space Engineers and having them add so much PCU to the save that it completely breaks performance. And I forgot to actually take the stuff out of that, didn't I? Yes, I did. So that's why they added that feature, and that's something I just felt like I should point out because it seemed to be a bit misunderstood around claiming the grid and making it yours, because it doesn't actually do that. It just makes the cost of the grid yours. Okay, there's actually quite a few of them around here. Whatever was stopping them from existing where I used to be is no longer in play, and I'm getting the whole bunch of them like I did in the suit-only starts. I'm heading back to my ship, because it does seem like they are just everywhere now, at least around the moon. I definitely want to have the ship when I go near one of these Maydays, because it's going to give me the ability to scan it from a distance with the camera on the front, or rather the searchlight on the front. Alright, 14Ks, roughly this away. So I should be able to use this to zoom in and get a good picture of what the thing is that I found before I get there. And I can already see it. That looks cargo ship wreck to me. I know some of the Maydays are traps, so I should probably make sure I leave my respawn point and my only pile of stuff at a decent distance from it. Especially since I'm not sure I even have the power to try and run away from anything and go hide in a safe zone around one of the stations. Alright, we're 12Ks out. I'm going to mark this at 10 kilometers out, as I just saw that blip. Because I want to probably stop at about 5 kilometers out. And I may not get a blip at the right time, or I may get distracted enough by doing other things while I coast this distance that I don't notice. Alrighty, here goes. Let's drop off this bottle as I don't want to lose it. I shouldn't need it anyway. Let's go investigate. / GPS. Parked here. Parked her. Sure. Oh, that works. As my spotlight highlights me. And my worry of being too close with that ship is that this thing might have drones that protect it. And if I was parked too close, the ship might be targeted instead of me first. And I'd much rather my player be targeted, because then I can fly away from my ship, get killed, and go back to my ship. But it's entirely possible that this thing won't really have much at all in terms of defense. And we'll find out in a moment. Oh, ow! Oh, it's got a Gatling gun too. Might be able to approach the back end of it if I get in there quickly enough. If I go straight in, and I go in hard, I might be able to get in. What? What? No. Ow. 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 Okay. Doesn't appear to be calling in any help, so I can bring my little ship closer, I reckon. I can at least get my health back more quickly and keep trying this. I don't want to just spam clones at these things, as I know it's a valid... Well, I know it's a functional tactic. That's probably the best word. Get my health back. Let's get closer. Okay, so we got a turret there, and I think we got a turret on the opposite side in roughly the same position. So I can either try and get around to the... what I'm thinking of as the back end, because it's got the antenna, or I can get around to the front end here with the connector. Might try and go this way, because I can see a battery right there. I gotta be super careful, though, that I do not end up getting myself in gun range, because if I get in gun range, I'm done. It's game over. This thing cannot take any bullets. Make another GPS. Make sure I don't have multiple parked here's. Okay, let's give this another try. Oh! Nuts. That's actually pretty close. It's better than I expected I'd do. Aha! Now I just need to get my bag without dying. I'm here. Excellent. Let's hack this connector. Nothing else, I'll take all these components. Thank you very much. Do I have any? No. No interest in cargo. Alright. You know what? Yeah, I will take all these components, thank you very much. Now, how do I get to the front of the ship? Or back of the ship? I'm at the front. Maybe I rebuild that connector and use it as cargo as I strip out these hydrogen tanks and try and move forward. See if we can get to those batteries. Yeah, let's do that. Although, I think if I build the connector, the turrets might try and shoot it if they get line of sight, so that won't work either. Alright, we'll just waste some components, that's fine. That's a hydrogen tank with hydrogen in it. Kind of want that. Let's see if these are the only batteries on board this ship. One down. Take this one down. Ignore the inventory fulls.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Let's claim the grid so that it doesn't despawn on me while I'm doing this. And have we got any other batteries on here? Dang, there's one more! Can I see it? Got those two. Oh, can I walk? Oh, I can go along this walkway, I think. Yeah. Sneaky, sneaky! Battery! Hello! I can depower this ship. Then those turrets are no problem.
Full.
I don't think I've depowered the ship, because the door still has power. Battery. Incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. Reactor? Solar panels? Is there something hidden? No. And it's still broadcasting as well. There's a connector there that's not connected. That feels like it's going to be a separated bit of the ship. Yeah, I'm cutting this off. Make sure whatever happens, this back section is going to stay behind. The tank I captured hasn't been destroyed, so let's build a connector and put some of this inventory down. And the oxygen generator has no ice. Ooh, cargo container. Oh, it's going to be so nice having this. I'm going to have a proper little base going. It does always feel a little bit sad when I get big finds like this. And it's like, oh, I've instantly got all this stuff. But in this case, I'm quite okay with it. Oh, I can't even build turrets.
Inventory full.
Oh no! All that stuff floating away. Why is it floating away? Oh, because there's artificial gravity on this thing. Okay, I believe I'm clear of turrets. So this thing is effectively mine now. I also realized that the reason it has power is because of this engine, which I didn't notice until I was too late. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Is there a seat? No, I might have hacked it.
Low health.
Yeah, I'm dead. I'm just gonna stay here so that my stuff doesn't float away. Oh no, that's a bad idea.
Health is critical.
Gravity's the wrong way around. Let's stay here. This is just a few too many. Let's go in with the ship, because I'm pretty sure I got all the guns. Yes! Now I can burn all that hydrogen, turn it into power, get some big solar panels, have myself a large grid ship as a bit of a base, turn this small grid thing into not having to carry cargo and just carry me, and I can move around a lot more quickly. I am very happy. Look at this. This can be a great little ship. Fueling it's going to be tricky, but this is going to be fantastic. Okay, plans have evolved. Hello, dead guy. What? He's non-corporeal. But he had a backpack. Oh, he's going to be difficult to get out of here. Once I pressurize this space, I don't want him sticking it up. Alright, so, what do we have? Got hydrogen tanks at the back here. We've got a gravity generator somewhere. The tanks have actually got a moderate amount of hydrogen in them. I only need a few power cells to repair the batteries. Just trying to hack this whole thing, and then we can have a little look at how I want to remodel it so I can get all the other stuff on. Unknown technology. Fantastic. There's the grab gen. All right, so off the cargo container, I'm going to put a conveyor tube. And then we'll pop the assembler down here. That'll allow me to put all the modules on it that I need to, or want to. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to need to have much in the way of modules on this thing. I should get a basic refinery built as well, because I need to refine the scrap metal that I've been collecting, get some iron from it. I do really like the shape of this ship. Maybe I shouldn't try and rip it apart too much. Maybe I should try and repair it. Yeah, what the heck, let's try and repair it. Okay, so that means losing these connectors so they can become a proper conveyor line, as I don't want connectors in the middle of my conveying system. Okay, where those two connectors were, I'm going to pop this O2H2 gen. I'm probably not going to need much in the way of an O2H2 generator set up on this ship, because I'm not going to get ice. What I'm going to get is gas bought directly, so I shouldn't need to have more than one of these. Alright, so let's have a look at the number of thrusters next, because that's the main thing that's going to hold me back. So I've got the two forward, I've got one right, I've got one reverse, I've got one down. Have I got an up? Yes. Okay. Looks like I've pretty much got everything except the left covered. Cool. I can steal one from one of the other perspectives. Or right, actually, looking at the dead guy. Because I am looking at this upside down. Maybe I should flip it, just because that's the way I've been looking at it. Alright, let's pop this engine back on, even though it's going to burn through my hydrogen. There are no batteries for it to dump into, so it's only going to burn as much as I use. I need to make sure things like the grav gen's off, so a lot of the big power consumers are actually gone. But it means I can now get that assembler built and start reworking components in the ways that will be useful, because I'd like to get some solar panels on this as well. I'd like to get that passive power input. Alright, cargo is emptied. I've lost all the seats. We'll take these off. That's leaving that thing a bit lighter. I'm probably going to try and get a second survival kit. One so that I can have a large grid one, and then one on the little ship. I think the little ship would benefit from having it, just for those moments where I kind of, sort of, maybe fly straight into something and go splat. Because apparently they've been happening a lot more often lately. Someone should probably revoke my jetpack license. Okay, so what do I need to add some solar panels to this? I've got predominantly yellow, grey. It's kind of convenient. I managed to capture a yellow ship with my yellow little ship too. I reckon this one can probably handle just having some square panels along the sides. So maybe we'll just do one this way for a bit of interest. Intentionally pointing backwards. Now, I need another 16 solar cells for the panel, and I can make 20. Alright, that's not too bad. Oh no, I need nickel for the solar panels, and I don't have any. No. Well, that sucks. No solar panels for me. Okay. Also, did I just put that in front of the thruster? I did. Great. Have to change that plan. Move them down a block. Or move the thrusters, I'm not sure. Okay, anyway, back to making this functional. We have piping through. We've got forward thrusts. It's supposed to be connected, yep. And I need to take one of the other thrusters and move it over to that. Feels really weird welding without a welder visible. It just feels so strange. Oh, actually I have the bits to repair both of them. Cool. There we go, so we got one thruster in every direction and two in the forwards direction. What am I access denied on? We've got a button panel, an air vent, and a small cargo container. Where on this ship is that cargo container?
No energy.
Whoops. I should really stop running out of energy. I was being so good up until this point where I had a survival kit. It's like, as soon as I got a survival kit, I was like, I don't need to worry about this anymore. Aha! Conveniently, the cargo container was right behind the air vent I needed to hack. So now, have I got anything that is access denied? It's still a button panel. Alright, where is that button panel? I think it's up on here somewhere, maybe? Yes, there it is. Cool. It's all mine now. Excellent. Thrusters are on. Gyro is not working because the ship is not a ship, but a station. There we go. That back end is not attached. Good to know. And can I get the body out? Let's get the body out. There we go. Excellent. Ooh, I just had a thought. Given how easy this is, given how easily I came by this, is it worth, you know, risking this thing and using it as an escort ship? Just covering it with as much armor as I can afford to cover it with, and then just smacking into the small grid drones that come after it? Or will their guns just slaughter this thing way too quickly? I feel like that's probably what's going to happen. I also think this body is just going to be staying there forever. Alright, so we need a connector to hook up the small ship. We can make our way over to the station. What's going to be the easiest way to lock on? I think if I shove the connector here for now. I need a downward facing connector. I really want to keep the tail on this ship. And I don't want to scrap this thing entirely. I'm going to have to modify it quite heavily to make it functional, but I'm going to try and keep the core unusual wing design, or at least unusual for me. Wing design at the front. Where is the nearest station? It's the Clang shipping one over this way. Obviously, this thing is a massive, massive boon in terms of resources and capabilities for me. Except it's sort of not. So, where I was at before was I had a little ship and not a whole lot of space on it in terms of storage and things like that. I had a survival kit. And I didn't have the ability to really do any hauling missions unless I cheesed it, and even then I was still not able to do many of them. The combat missions I couldn't really do because it required me being very good at hydro manning, and as we've seen, I am not. I couldn't do repair missions because I didn't have enough components. I still probably don't if I want to keep this ship intact, which I do because it's quite handy having a large platform to work from. So it hasn't really added a huge amount of capability despite looking like quite a lot of stuff. The main thing I think this adds for me now is the fact that my batteries are going to get charged by that engine. So my little ship is going to be able to be more useful. And I don't need to carry a whole lot of inventory on it, so my little ship is again more effective at doing those little missions, those little search contracts, which is what I'm predominantly going to have to keep doing to get money. Because I still can't do a hauling contract. I still can't do all the other things. So it looks like a big jump, but I don't actually think this is a big jump in capabilities for me. Unless I was willing to risk it and throw it into those combat missions. But it's a hydrogen-powered ship, and it's really nice having a permanent base station for my assembler, so I don't want to do that. So what I think I'm just going to do is use this to facilitate me doing a whole bunch of those search contracts quickly, and then heading over to the ship selling station and buying myself a ship. But I want to head to components first and see if I can repair a bit more of this, get some of the batteries functional, that sort of thing, maybe get some solar panels on it. It'd be nice to be able to turn the engine off and just use it as an emergency, as I am at 49% on those two big tanks. That's a lot of hydrogen, but it's very possible I'll run that out flying from station to station, because with this trading style of play, you do move around a lot more. Ooh. I wonder if you can mag lock to those escort ships. This thing's got hydrogen thrust, which means it's got a lot of power. If I can mag lock to the escort ships and just zoom, I might be able to get them past any blockades that they're like any drone blockades or things like that. I'm gonna have to give that a try. Worst case scenario, I can't lock onto it and I fail that mission. Best case scenario, I get some big payout for my predominant risk being all of my stuff. I'll leave my little ship behind if I do this. I'm gonna give it a crack. Before I do any repairs, I'm gonna give it a crack. This is the problem with long journeys. I have lots of time to think, and I end up talking to myself about and talking myself into and out of ideas as I make these journeys. A good chunk of them I end up cutting out of the edit because I'm like, I just said one thing and then said the other. I'm just gonna cancel both of those out and just remove it. Hey, because there was that whole phase where it like sat there waiting for me. And it wasn't moving quickly because I managed to catch up to it with my suit, no troubles at all. And if I'm going 100 meters a second, the drones can't catch up. So I should be able to get it to the destination. As long as I don't have to bring it to a stop at the destination, it'll be fine. Blockade running escort mission. I've always wished that the hauling missions were kind of blockade running ones, where particularly the ones that required jump drives or required more than a single jump, if you just have one jump drive. I kind of like the idea that you would have to defend yourself when you get to the first jump, or that there were missions of that type that were higher risk and higher reward. So you didn't have to choose those ones, but you could if you wanted more cash. I think that would be a great mission type to have with the way jump drives work. The player gets drones coming after them the moment that their jump drive is spooling up. I don't know that we need to have interdictor type ships, at least in a vanilla game, but in a modded game that could be fun as well. Ones that stop you from jumping out. I'm very excited by the prospect of this. This could be fun. So it's not going to be zero risk. As I don't enjoy zero risk play in Space Engineers. I like things that have a bit of spice to them. Chance that things can go wrong. And it's why I tend to avoid doing too much hydro manning, even though you literally saw me just do that. But I don't have many tools, and I'm not respawning with tools, so the hydro manning is not without risk for me. I was lucky that where my first backpack dropped was actually somewhere I could grab without getting shot. Because if it wasn't, those tools were gone to me. Alright, missions, what do you got for me? Now all my gear is aboard this ship, and I kind of don't want to bother fixing that. Now, I'm just going to quickly check if there are power cells here. I'm buying them. No. There are solar cells though. Tempting. Very tempting. I don't know how many I can carry though. More than that. I can buy all of them. I can carry all of them. Motors, I'll buy some of those. Because they contain nickel. There's nothing really discounted apart from those bottles at the moment. I think the pistol magazines probably contain stuff. Alright. Escort contracts. Oh! Come on. Not available. It's just rude. Alright, well, I guess I'm doing some search contracts then. Oh, there are a lot of them. Actually, let's redesign the search ship. The scanner. This thing needs a good bit of rework. It's a bit more nimble now that it's got a bit less mass. As it's dropped, it was I think 26 tons before and it's now down to 10. Okay, so I want an under connector and I do want the survival kit. I put the survival kit directly onto the O2H2 onto the oxygen tank. That should be okay in terms of aesthetics and function. Then I need to get the connector into a more sensible spot. Same with these thrusters. So this thing is not meant to be for combat. This is a ship that is entirely for exploration, scouting, trying to find those little things, the little search contracts. As we'll move the hydrogen tanks to here. So I'm going to need to pipe those up first so I can shift and siphon off all the fuel from the other tanks. If I put my connector under here, I should be able to pipe those hydrogen engines to the connector. It is a bit more proud than I'd like. The only other spot I can think of putting the connector is up here. So I don't think the boxed in connector is going to help with how proud this looks. I think I'm better to go with the traditional one. I can then move the hydrogen tanks, not to where I've put them right now, but instead to use them as part of the conveyoring here off the engine. So we go one there, and put a little hydrogen tank there, and that doesn't help. Poo. I suppose the tanks are more for the engines now, aren't they? They're not really for my jetpack. Because I can fill my jetpack enough, and the jetpack lasts for long enough if I fill from the survival kit. So yeah, I don't need to have access to them. I don't mind. So they're going through the connector. Once I get rid of these other tanks, I can then pipe the connector up to the oxygen tank. In fact, once I get rid of those, I can probably rotate the oxygen tank if I build a second one to siphon the gas into. Temporarily. Might not be too bad an idea. This temporary pipe should connect the two different pairs of hydrogen tanks so that I can empty out the existing ones. Because I don't want to burn through that fuel.
Energy
I don't want
low.
to destroy it by destroying the tanks. So that's why I wanted to build the new tanks first. I should then be able to use them on stockpile to grab all the hydrogen from the existing two and then grind them down. And we'll do the same for the oxygen tank that I want to move as well. So let's grab oxygen tank. Okay, cool. This hydrogen tank is now empty. This hydrogen tank is now empty. And now, this can be rotated because these two ports, I had them aligned so that they were like that. If I flip it like that,
Energy critical.
it's now going to connect the connector and everything else up nicely. And the vacant space in here is 2 by 2 by 3. I'm not sure what I want to put in there. The gyros are probably the first thing. So got our gyros back. Did not forget them. How's this looking? Yeah, I think I've improved the... I think I've got the shape a bit back where I wanted it to be. Now I just got to figure out putting all the thrusters down. And we're good. One thing I'm finding interesting about that... No, I got the wrong one. About this playstyle is that it's kind of dictating the time frames to me. I don't get to pick the time frames myself all that much. I have to go when the unknown signals appear. I have to go when the missions are available of the type that I want to do. It's not something that I get full control over, which is, to be honest, I'm not sure what I want. I'm not sure that's what I want to do.
Inventory.
It's a thing,
full.
but I'm not sure it's a thing I want. Alright, let's see if I can slow this down without dying. I believe I got 2 of these ones today. This is the other reason I want my scout. Ow. This is the other reason I want my scout ship to be better, because with these ones I can then grab it with a landing gear. Rather than doing this stupidity of smashing into them to slow them down so I can keep collecting. It's probably also not worth my time. I'm probably better off doing search contracts. I was trying to decide that, and I'm really not sure. Alright, so I need to get this thing back up to functional. I need to add the extra thrusters back, and I need to make this tail plane a bit more robust. I don't want to make it out of solid blocks, so I'm going to make it out of scaffold, but I do want to make it a bit more robust than just a single line of unwelded blocks, because that seems like a very bad idea, as it's where I'm going to put most of my thrusters. I intend to put most of them at the back of this thing. Just bringing this out, because I realized if you're inside a safe zone, you can't have a block equipped, which means you can't use a block to grab stuff using Build Planner. So, it was annoying. I think that keeps the approximate aesthetic while giving me something a bit more robust. I actually don't know what the durability difference is. I just imagine it's better. And I think I might put these along the sides as well. And then I'll use the beam blocks as a transition from these. I'm just kind of loving the early days of flight vibe of something that's open frame like this as my prime ship. Yeah. Now, rip this thing off and redesign it. So I've got 12 thrusters I can put on this thing. I think, since we got 6 directions, that would be 2 in each direction if I want it to be balanced. But I don't really care about it being balanced. I want to be able to go fast. I could just put a single large thruster on it. Well, actually, I've got 13 thrusters because I've already got the down one in place currently. Ooh, do I want to go for fancier thrusters? Could use warfare ones. Let's see how I can lay these out in an interesting, well, in what I hope will be an interesting way. So I think I'll go with 2 reverse, because I feel like braking is one of my problems. And 3 forward, or maybe 4 forwards. So that gives me 3 forward, 2 reverse, 2 up, 1 down, and then I can fit my lefts and rights over here on the actual ship. I think that's the right number of thrusters? Yeah, I think so. We'll find out. Hopefully it's not too far wrong if it's wrong. Cool. Thrust in all the directions. I think it's given it quite a different style to anything I've normally built before, which I really like. And what else do I need to add? I need to add a beacon. That's what I need to add. Need to be able to find this thing later on. No, I think I'll go the regular beacon for this. I think it works better in that space. I went with the beacon because it's a bit cheaper to run. And this thing's always a bit tight on power. Oh no, my plushies! Come back here. Whoops. Gotta get the plushies. Oh, I've sort of removed the spot they were sitting on, so let's get some just plain old armor in here. Oh, actually, no, not plain old armor. I know what'll look nicer in there. Something with a bit of shape to it that still gives me attachment points. Kind of makes it feel like there's something mechanical going on underneath there. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. I am gonna need a name for this now. It's existed long enough, it deserves a name. Alrighty. Now that the ship's ready, I bet I've also got an escort contract ready. Please? Yes! Several! Ha 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 ha! Okay, what are our escort contract options? They're all about the same, so I don't think it's really gonna matter. Distance 17, 12, 14. I'll choose the shorter distance one because there's not much price difference. Let's see how this goes. Doing this completely unarmed is probably a mistake. Oh, no! Even bigger mistake, I haven't put the landing gear on it yet. Oh, no, 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 no. Maglite, 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 where are you? Whoops, did not prepare properly for this. Because of course I didn't. I just rushed. I got excited. Alright, where's this ship at? Oh, I wonder if its thrusters are gonna fight mine. Didn't think about that aspect either. Whoa, 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 don't you turn too sharply, ship. Alright, I've gotcha. Alright, where are we going? Whoa! Okay. This is not gonna work. It is fighting me and it is gonna go on its own thing. Alright. So that doesn't work. This is an interesting thought. No blockade running. And it is not worth risking my ship, given what I know is coming. But it's worth risking my person. Oh, this is gonna be a fail. Oh, I'm so disappointed that doesn't work. I was really hoping I'd found a way to approach this with a non-combat attitude. Actually, I do wonder if you had enough thrust, whether you could overpower it and just not let it do its thing. Come on. Goodbye, gun. And goodbye, gun. You're neutralized, mostly. Let's get some thrusters. I'm gonna be losing out on some rep. I'm taking some goodies. Yeah, that one's dead. Let's get another one. Throw some magnesium. That'll be helpful. Lose the remote. Ooh, crunch. Yeah, I know grid is unfriendly. I am well aware. Those are armed warheads. Interesting. With a gun, I should be able to take out these drones quite quickly. Also, reactor? Yeah, I'll take 0.3 uranium, thanks. Alright, where's the next one? Oh, geez, there's a whole bunch of them. See if we can just depower this one. Yep. Next one. Nope, 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 nope. Let me get you.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Where's the
Inventory
control ones? This
full.
one.
Inventory full.
Ah, reactor. There we
Inventory.
go. I know I should probably try and get that uranium, but I'm also thinking that I'm doing quite well. I'm going to attempt to actually save this ship.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Come on.
Inventory full.
Oh, I want a better grinder for this.
Inventory
All right,
full.
you're gone.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Come on.
Inventory.
And you're gone.
Inventory full.
Let's just stop your gun from
Inventory
shooting because you're
full.
spraying the thing. There are more. Oh, the cargo ship's been hammered. I'm not quick enough for this. Oh, there's a drill ship.
Full.
Yeah, these things are equipped with a lot of armed warheads.
Inventory.
Alright, you're out.
full.
The gun drones are the ones that are most dangerous to me, so I'll take them first.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Alright, you're out of the picture. Let's get you.
Inventory.
You're out of the picture? Because I'm
Inventory
thinking these are
full.
all the types of drones that
Inventory
use the remote
full.
control, so
Inventory full.
I don't think they use the AI control blocks, these ones. And you,
Inventory
buddy,
full.
keep ramming, so
Inventory
let's get rid of you now.
Inventory full.
What I should do also is ditch those. Try and grab some better bits. Oh, that's a turret. I don't like a turret. Turret is bad. Bad news.
Energy low.
I was lucky this thing kind of took itself out. Ah! Contract failed. Oh no. Well, I failed it, but I got some reactor components, I got 11 thruster components, and I got a little bit of uranium and some explosives. So, you know what? I actually came out of that okay. Disappointing that my tactic can't work. I was really hopeful, but, you know, with a tier 3 grinder and a rifle, I actually think there might be a chance to do this on foot. Because the rifle, if I can just get a few hits on those warheads, I can knock these drones out really quickly. It was just taking me too long. It also looks like the drones are going to keep coming. So I'm going to have to be mindful of that. And any ship I bring into this is going to have to be able to take that damage for a long time. Oh, 4 ammo. Nice. I feel like I did all right there. Certainly got further through the contract that time than I did the previous time. Can't afford to do those too often though, because I am probably going to keep failing. Alright, beacon. Yeah, 20Ks is plenty. Alright, what's in the store? I've got some money. We've got hydrogen. But yeah, back to the old plan. Let's do search contracts until we have enough money to buy a little ship, so we can use it. And now that I've got my scanning ship rebuilt, these should be able to be done a fair bit quicker. Oh, that acceleration is much better. Ooh. I got enough thruster components to put a big thruster on this. Yes, I did. That's definitely a refit I'm going to be doing. Yeah, replace those 3 with a large thruster and I'll be able to zoom around. Plus it'll give me some nice attachment points for putting the other ones on. I do kind of like this tail shape, but I want this thing to have speed. All of the speed. Yeah. And I'm really happy with how this came together. It was accidentally built this way, because without doing that clang drive with the door, I wouldn't have thought to put the tail together like this. But it's got some really fun negative space on it. I am liking it. Yeah, thinking about the inaccuracy of the rifles, I'm 100% best off going for a ship with guns. Because if I can use... because those guns will do more damage, more likely to hit critical components like the warheads that explode those drones, and I'm much more likely to just be accurate with a camera and shooting. The guns are just that much better. So yeah, I'm glad I'm not planning on doing any more of those escort missions with my suit. A bit of a pity for me as well, other than not being able to do it blockade runner style with that escort mission. The drones that I'd managed to damage still got deleted at the end, so I couldn't even go back and salvage the ones that I'd damaged. So it really is a case of salvaging as I go if I want to get any of the stuff from those things. Yay, got it at speed. One more to go. It's so nice being able to get up to full speed with the ship. It's still not anywhere near as quick as the suit, but it is so much quicker to do these missions than the suit. Up to 323,000. So I probably need to do another 2 batches and then go head off to the ship selling place. It's really strange. I'm having to pulse my thrusters before they'll actually start once I turn them back on. My reverse thrusters are just like, nah, I don't want to do anything until I actually tell them to. I think with a very powerful ship or with a jump drive, you probably could get those escort missions to work by basically picking up the ship and taking it away from wherever the drones are supposed to spawn. I don't know if they spawn within proximity of the ship, but it'll be something to test later when I have that capability. At the moment, I very much do not have that capability. Alright, I got 523,000 space credits, and I have run out of search contracts. So... yeah. I don't have enough money for a ship. Actually, what can I sell to these guys? Ooh. I do have enough money for a ship. Aha! I can sell them gravity components. So I don't really need my one. I may regret that. That may feel short-sighted later on, but I mean, they're worth so much. I've got 6 of them. So if I sold the 5, 1.75 million. Yeah, I gotta do that. I can afford to buy them back if I can run these escort missions. The ship I buy at the other end had better be worth it. Oh, 2.2 million? I feel rich. I'm a millionaire. Okay, so with that having been done, I now need to fly all the way to that other station. We'll get rid of this little appendage. Doesn't need to be there. And see what's on offer. En route, I can probably add some solar panels to this thing. Okay, and away we go. Well, I didn't manage to complete an escort mission, but I did manage to get a lot further in one, and I'm really happy with my little scout ship now. It works, does what it's meant to do. It can recharge off the base. That's great. I no longer need to worry about doing like weird speed hacks and stuff like that to try and do stuff. I think I'm satisfied to either avoid doing the hauling contracts for the moment or continue to think about whether I want to add a speed mod to do it so I don't have to keep being hacky about it. Next time, I'm going to buy that ship and we're going to do some escort missions. Well, it may only be one depending on how long the ship lasts. Because in my hands, it's possibly not long. So there's all that and plenty more to come, and I will see you then.